There's a number the phone industry doesn't want printed on the box. It's not the price. It's not the storage size. It's the number of charge cycles your battery has before your premium device starts feeling like a brick. And once you know that number, you'll never look at an upgrade prompt the same way again. Stay with me, because near the end of this video, I'm going to show you the exact settlement documents, where a major phone maker admitted, in writing, to slowing down older devices' costways and what they paid for it. Here's the problem. Millions of people worldwide have felt it. Your phone is running fine. Then, an update arrives. Suddenly, apps open slower. The battery drains by lunchtime. And somehow, right around the 2-year mark, right when a new model launches, your phone starts to feel unbearable. That's not a coincidence you're imagining. That's a pattern documented across the industry, and it has a name: planned obsolescence. Let's agitate this a little, because it's worse than most people realize. In 2017, one of the world's biggest phone makers was caught throttling processor speeds on older devices through a software update. The official explanation was that aging batteries couldn't handle peak power demands, so the fix was to slow the chip down.
Sounds reasonable until you learn that the company never told customers this was happening.
People just noticed their phones getting sluggish and assumed it was time to buy new ones. That's exactly the outcome the company benefited from. When the practice came to light, lawsuits followed around the world, and the company eventually agreed to pay out hundreds of millions of dollars in settlements and offered discounted battery replacements to make it right. It only happened because engineers, journalists, and regulators pulled back the curtain. And that's just the story we know about. Think about how many coincidental slowdowns never get investigated. Here's what makes this so effective as a business model. Batteries are the perfect built-in expiration date. Lithium-ion batteries naturally degrade after a few hundred charge cycles. Manufacturers know this better than anyone. So instead of designing phones with easily replaceable batteries, many models glue them in, use proprietary screws, or void the warranty the moment you attempt to repair yourself. The battery becomes a hidden timer. Once it wears down, the whole phone feels obsolete, even though every other component still works perfectly. Repair shops worldwide report that battery health is one of the top reasons customers walk in ready to replace an otherwise functional device. Now here's where it gets bigger than just batteries, and this is the part I promised would surprise you. Planned obsolescence didn't start with smartphones. It has a documented history that goes back nearly a century. In the 1920s, a group of major light bulb manufacturers around the world formed what's now known as the Phoebus Cartel. Internal records show they deliberately agreed to limit light bulb lifespan to around 1,000 hours. Even though longer-lasting bulbs were technically possible and already existed, any manufacturer that made bulbs lasting too long was fined. That's not speculation. It's documented industrial history, cited by engineers and historians studying the origins of built-in obsolescence. The smartphone industry didn't invent this strategy. It refined it. So how does this play out today, worldwide? Software is the modern equivalent of that cartel agreement. Instead of physically limiting a product's lifespan, companies release operating system updates that are optimized for newer hardware and quietly demanding on older chips. Your phone isn't broken. It's being asked to run software it was never designed to handle smoothly. Meanwhile, replacement parts for older models often become harder to find or more expensive, as newer models are being pushed in every ad you see. It creates constant, quiet pressure to upgrade, even when your current phone could easily last another 2 or 3 years. There's a global pushback happening, and it's actually working. The European Union has introduced right-to-repair regulations requiring manufacturers to make batteries easier to replace and spare parts available for longer periods. France passed a law requiring companies to disclose a repairability index on products, so consumers can see, before they buy, how easy or hard something will be to fix. Countries around the world are watching these policies closely, because the pattern is the same everywhere. Cream. Consumers want products that last, and some manufacturers profit more when they don't. So what can you actually do about this? First, before assuming your phone is just old, check your battery health settings tokes. Most phones now show you this number directly. A battery replacement often costs a small fraction of a new device and can restore your phone to feeling brand new. Second, hold off on installing every operating system update immediately, especially on older devices. Read what other users are reporting first. Third, support brands that publish repairability scores or design phones with modular, replaceable parts. Every purchase is a small vote for how the next generation of devices gets built. And finally, when a device does die, look into certified refurbishment or trade-in programs instead of letting it go to landfill too. Global e-waste is already a massive environmental crisis, and obsolescence by design is a huge driver of it. Here's the truth this whole video has been building toward. Your phone was never designed to last forever, but it was also never designed to fail as fast as you've been told to believe.